Hey, hello everyone. We're back. It's the Windbreakers podcast again. No more pre-made videos to fill time over the holidays. Now we're live again. How have you all been?
Oh,
How have you all been? How have you been, Jay, and how have you been, Marty?
I've been great. I had a really great break. I finished Okami.
hell
It
yeah,
is a
dude.
long game.
It is a very long game. It's a good wolf. It's a very nice wolf.
I'm doing good too. I played so much Path of Exile 2 that I burnt the UI into my monitor.
Jesus.
Good on you.
And what did you play during break, Yahtzee?
I've been playing the shit out of Hades and Hades 2, actually. I liked Hades 2, so I went back and replayed Hades 1 on my Steam Deck. And once that was finished, I was like, right, now I've got the context again. I'm going to play through Hades 2 again.
Beautiful.
Nice.
This time, I'm not going to turn on God mode.
Ooh, we did it raw.
Yes.
How'd you find it?
I look inside my Steam Deck, and there it is.
Boom.
Yeah, well, I did a whole review of Hades 2, and I really like it. So, yes.
Do you have a
game.
preference, Hades 1 or Hades 2 at this point?
Well, like I said, Hades 2 is like a real life Katamari situation in that it's basically just the old game again, but with more stuff.
Yeah.
Having said that, I don't think I prefer the plot of Hades 1. Because Hades 2's plot's a lot more, evil bad guy wants to take over the world, stop him. And the first game's got a lot more nuance to it.
Sure.
Like, hey, you're trying to escape from hell, but it turns out you just got a sort of poor communication relationship with your grumpy dad. And that's something you will need to work on.
I have we're going to get to the main topic. I have a weird thought that in like 10 years, I feel like Breath of the Wild, Hollow Knight, and Hades 1 will be more remembered than their sequels, despite the fact that their sequels do feel like more and bigger and better. But it's because those originals were so goddamn good.
Yeah,
that it didn't have that much room for improvement, whereas like Assassin's Creed 1 was like an interesting idea, and then 2 was like, oh shit, okay, you did a great job with this.
Again, I think of the Katamari series similarly. Everyone thinks of Katamari Damacy, but Katamari, well, we love Katamari is like the better game all across the board.
Maybe someday we'll know your opinion of Once Upon a Time of Katamari.
Once Upon a Katamari.
That was the
yes, and by someday you mean on Wednesday.
Incredible.
Ooh.
But we've already sort of naturally segued into the topic this week, which is, of course, our favorite gaming moments of the year. Just to wrap it all up for everyone.
Yeah, less individual games and more the moments, the specific moments from them.
Which on the one hand might refer to, our favorite positive moments in good games, or our favorite horrible things that happened. For me, I always love a story of massive failure. Oh, whoa, what's going on? Rick, what you doing? Why did
he's just hitting buttons. Just hitting buttons.
You getting bored, Eric? Just spamming buttons?
Yes. Stop hitting buttons.
He's upset we haven't gotten to the meat of the discussion yet. He's already like,
yes.
Where's the meat?
As I was saying, I love incredible failure. I love watching YouTube videos that dissect incredible failures from the past. And what a year for failure it was. I think everyone's favorite failure was, of course, Mind's Eye, my number one worst game of the year.
Yeah, that was a very memorable failure.
I always feel positive when I realize I really, really hate a game as I'm playing it. I'm like, oh, this will be a fun review. This will be cathartic.
You could
you find a single design where it's like, this is baffling that this exists, and it's like, ooh, there it is.
Especially when it's at that level. Like, it's one thing if it's like a solo developer, you're like, it feels like punching down. Whereas, like, if it's a $100 million game by former Rockstar stooges, then I shouldn't call them stooges. That wasn't nice.
Former Rockstar people. Sure. But everything got like chewed up and spat out by the horrible mechanisms of big money and tech broism.
Yeah.
It was just funny because Mind's Eye is sort of overtly on the side of the tech bros, I think, if you play through the game.
Yeah, it has like clear Elon Musk analogs, but it never feels like it really like is an indictment of them.
No, I mean, you get the sense early on in the game that you're supposed to think the thinly disguised Elon Musk standing character in that game is a massive twat, who you're supposed to think is a massive twat. But by the end of the game, basically, your only motivation is defending his tech projects from evil authorities and their evil regulations.
Yeah.
It's like a self-insert for all these tech bros.
Yeah. I get this. I get a horrible, I get slightly icky feeling that the tech bros who are at the top of the Mind's Eye development are Elon Musk fans. Does that give you an icky feeling to think someone's an Elon Musk fan?
Yeah.
How many of them are among us?
There could be one in this very podcast.
Oh God.
Eric drives away in his Tesla.
Cut to intro, Eric.
The only Tesla in South America. Mind's Eye is an interesting one to bring up because when I was looking, like, kind of listing some of my favorite moments of the year, a lot of them unsurprisingly came from games I loved. But then I was trying to be like, what were positive moments in games that I was ultimately not super positive on? And one got me thinking. The game is not a Mind's Eye disaster, but Mario Kart World. I feel like we're like 6 months removed from it. I think everyone can kind of agree it did not match the heights of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and did not feel like a system seller at launch.
I was saying that from the beginning.
I know, you're the only one brave enough to speak truth to power.
They're like, oh, why are you always such a buzzkill, Yahtzee? Why can't you just let people enjoy their Mario Kart World? And then 6 months later, everyone agrees with me.
No.
This happened with the Wii as well.
No. The problem is, when you like a game, you're almost always right. When you dislike a game, you're like 50-50. That's my Yahtzee. That's my Yahtzee take. When you like a game, it's almost unanimously a banger. When you don't like a game, I gotta get a little worried. But
that's because my positive reviews still have value. Damn it.
But Mario Kart World, I did. If you guys made it to Rainbow Road, which is kind of the culmination of the game, that was a fucking awesome track.
I did roll credits on that game in the end.
Yeah, that was a fun ending to the game.
It was a lot of Mario Kart World was just baffling to me. I mean, I went through all this trouble to create this open world. It felt like they did bugger all with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual track lists and the races that you did to get to the process of rolling credits had nothing to do with the open world. It was just a linear succession of things you did.
The open world felt like a very cool idea on paper that they just did not understand what makes open worlds interesting, which is funny because Nintendo made arguably one of the most interesting open worlds, in my opinion, in Breath of the Wild. But
I mean, it would have been so hard to make it so that you could start a race in a track if you were physically in that track, without having to just go back to the menu and start the race from there.
Yeah, it was also the linear tracks that they had, like the in-between tracks between the main meat ones, that was so baffling to me. They really were like antithetical to how those races work. And I remember very early on, the online community for Mario Kart World had found a workaround to make it so that when you sign up for a new course after you finished a race online, you could always get one of the main courses rather than the in-between ones. And then as soon as Nintendo figured that out, they patched it so people couldn't do that anymore. They were like forcing people to do those in-between courses that the community hated. And I just think that's crazy because they're just not fun.
Nintendo have always been a bit blind to what their fans actually want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. Tyrell mentions the first two games we've talked about are open world games that did not need to be open world. Between Mind's Eye and Mario Kart.
Mind's Eye, Mario Kart, Mafia: The Old Country.
Yeah, that was a flabbergasting one.
Yeah.
Why was that just not a linear series of missions?
Well, the same was true of like Mafia 1 and 2, really.
Sure.
Those had kind of useless open worlds. Mafia 1 less so. There was sort of a gameplay element where in Mafia 1 you could get arrested for speeding. So there was sort of like a gameplay thread connecting the places you went to. Mafia 2, not so much. It was just go to this place, do a mission, and nothing else.
Oh yeah, and Angel Nichols says Metroid as well. Yeah, weird year for games that really did not need to be open world.
Well, they just keep putting them in because open worlds are the best ways to show off all the great tech video games have these days. And if you're not showing off the tech, they can't keep pushing the newest hardware and they can't keep making money for all their big tech bro friends. I'm bitter.
Big techie. Let's lean a little bit into the positive though. What Jay? Okay. What was one of your favorite moments from a game you dug this year? And I guess what's the spoiler warning on this? Vague? If it's like an end game thing, vague?
Yeah, because my thing is an end game thing. So I'll be relatively vague because I do really want people to go play this. I hammered on in my best game designer 2025 video. I hammered on this game a lot, and it was the Seance of Blake Manor. I adore that game. I think it's fantastic, and it's just the way that the game manages the player's time, and the entire game takes place over, I think it's a 2 or 3 or 2.5 day period, and every action you take takes time away from that, and that sense of urgency and the way that the mysteries unravel to this like crescendo. That moment at the end where I figured out who the mastermind of everything was so cathartic. But the game doesn't really tell you you're correct. It doesn't go, well done. It kind of goes, oh, okay. And turns out I was right. But I played it for, it was like 10, 15 hours, and I was just getting closer and closer and closer. And it was one of the people that I had this inkling of at the beginning because of a very small detail. And for it all to come together at the end was just really, really cathartic to me. And I'm looking forward to seeing some other people play it to see if they come to the same conclusions.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see. I just want more people to play.
I started playing it and sort of fell off.
Yeah, that's fair.
Too scary.
No, it wasn't scary. I was bored.
Too many seances.
Too many corridors that all looked the same. I found a magic door. I found a door that was hidden by magic, and I went in the door. And for some reason, I didn't really stick with it after that. I think because it was hard to keep in my head a sense of place. I wasn't sure where all the characters were at any given moment, and there were so many characters as well. It all felt a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, it is overwhelming. Once you get like some of their schedules, and you can look on the schedule list of like where they'll be and what they're doing, it's really, really good. There is one negative I'll point out of that game, which is it's all about like going to where NPCs will be to like question them or see them doing things and stuff like that. But it's really annoying when they're like you want to go into an NPC's room because you want to talk to them or whatever. If the NPC isn't somewhere on their schedule, they'll be in their room. And if you try and go in, like there was a woman I needed to question. I went to go into her room to question her, but she thought I was like trying to murder her, and like she screamed, and the game just ended. It's like game over. You're being kicked out. So I had to wait for the following hour until she would come out, and I'm like, I could just knock on her door, right? And be like, hello, I'm not an axe murderer. I just have a couple questions.
That kind of like artifice is always kind of a bummer that pulls me out when like I get it, like you can't do everything you could do in real life in games, but that feels like something that like you should be able to do.
Yeah.
Sure. It sort of takes you out of things, doesn't it? Yeah.
I have a couple games that I know all three of us played, and I would like to know what, and I think all three of us enjoyed to various extents, what what one standout moment was for you guys. Let's start. You brought it up, Hades 2. Was there a standout moment in Hades 2? I think mine was the Cilia and the Sirens boss fight. The first time.
That is very good.
Yeah.
But for me, the moment that made me realize this game was something else was the first time I unlocked the Mount Olympus path.
Yeah.
That was cool too.
Second half of the game.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, there's this whole other game bolted onto the side of the game.
It's a BOGO game.
That's a flex.
Yeah, and then even within that, to stay on that same train, defeating Prometheus for me, I didn't struggle with any boss in the game, but for some reason Prometheus was like a big roadblock for me.
Yeah,
and it took me a few tries to get there, and then when I finally defeated him, I was like on my last legs. My death defiances were gone, and like I was really weak. And then you get into that section where you're climbing to defeat the Titan. And that section afterwards, I was so weak. Everything was so tense because I was like a hit away from dying, and I still got to Typhon and still defeated him. Like that string of events was really, really, really nice for me.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, you can claw back quite a lot of death defiance on the Olympus run.
You can.
If you run into Athena, one of her boons is she just gives you them all back. Or she's got another one where you get a death defiance for every room, which is also very handy. But 100%. Yes, let's not tangent our way into insider tips.
Silk Song. I mean, I think we
Go-Go
all
Dancers.
I feel like we all sung the praises of that boss fight. I will say the opening to Act 3, the kind of the first major encounter of Act 3, the first boss, I thought was very fucking cool. And then that moment when, I don't think this is spoilers, but when you go back, what's the very first town called? That like little shitty little town.
I don't know.
Bone World place.
Bone
Yeah.
World. When you go to
Bone
Bonesville, when you eventually come back to Bonesville and that big beast crashes through and just fucks everyone up.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Bonesville. Bonesville is supposed to be a safe place.
Bone
You came here
Bottom.
and fucking Bone Bottom.
Bone Bottom. It was Bone something. Okay, cool. Also, for me, I actually didn't see this when it was intended. I had to go back and do it secondhand. But I know it's been done before. But the getting kidnapped and going to jail thing is
Very cool.
like decloaked, and that's all very very cool.
Yeah.
I have more memories of that game of things that made me unbelievably mad than I do like, oh, that was really cool and that's really memorable.
Yes, stop saying Bone Bottom now, Chad. That's like
Chill.
just a wall of Bone Bottom now.
I like a bottom bone. That moment of getting absconded and tossed in jail, that's something that a couple games do that I fucking love. I love when was it Bloodborne that has like a dude with a sack?
Bloodborne.
Puts you in a sack?
Yeah.
That's very similar. I guess this was a sack.
And you can't use the lantern to get out. You have to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of games that do that. I feel like in like the standard Ubisoft sandbox model, there's always that one level where you get locked up and your stuff is taken away. And a lot of games, you'll just like break out of a cell, turn a corner, and your stuff is right there in a bag.
Yeah, I remember Far Cry 5 had moments where like a character would come and like you'd like hallucinate or something, and then then you would just 5 minutes later you'd be back at all your shit. Yeah,
I always liked the weapon strip in the halfway point of Half-Life because they take away your weapons and you don't get them back. You got to create a whole new arsenal.
That is cool. I like that. I like anytime the same thing with when you have it's kind of like Bone World, the hub world. You have a hub world that's a spot of safety, and eventually they turn it on its head and it becomes a place of danger. Doom Eternal did that, and
I've talked about that.
Wolfenstein.
Silent Hill 4 does that very well.
Yes, yeah, that's good stuff. And then the last game I know all three of us played, Blueprints.
Yes.
Like for me, mine is kind of vague and early. I mean, early and non-spoilerish, but it's like the first time I opened the garage door and then looped around through the garden and just opened like the path back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Like that just reminded me of in the first time playing Dark Souls 1, going through the Undead Burg into the cathedral and then taking the elevator back down to Firelink Shrine and being like, oh, this is the kind of stuff I should be keeping my eye out for. Yeah, we looping.
Creating the elevator to the basement.
That was cool.
Realizing how expansive things can get.
Mine was something that was incredibly gratifying initially, and then I was disappointed by the payoff, which was when I figured out the clues that the paintings in each room were relevant to like a code.
Yeah.
And I went for it and figured them all out, and well, not all of them. I got about halfway and realized that the codes it was giving me were something that I'd already figured out. So it was just like useless. And I was like, this is so cool. I wish this was for something else. But that's on me, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, okay, one game you didn't mention, Marty. The Altars, my game of the year.
Ooh, your game of the year.
Wait there.
Wow!
And that's something we all played. I think I can predict what we would all say is the point in that game that stands out.
When Jimmy flips.
I have a few in mind. Yeah, what's yours?
For me, it's the music video.
The music video's fun. There was a couple music moments this year. I made a whole video about the musical moments in Pirate Yakuza that I loved. That moment is great.
South of Midnight had really good music.
I mean, that's right. The boss battles with the
game's kind of dishwater, but the music was good.
But it's one of those things where I will remember those moments in ways that I won't remember specifics of games I enjoyed more 5 years from now. So
yeah.
I think the art, sound, and setting of that game are like stellar. The actual gameplay is kind of mid.
Yeah.
It's the what do you want? It's the we happy few lads.
Sure.
Great on aesthetic, shit on gameplay.
Who needs gameplay when you got nice tunes? Without spoiling exactly what happens in Silent Hill F when Hinako does her ritual. Yes. Like, oh, she's not going to do that, is she? And then she does that. You're like, ooh.
That was very much the moment I wanted to bring up. I mean, I came away from the game feeling it was kind of mid, but that one moment where I was like, okay, this game works as a horror game. This moment is horrifying and I'm creeped out by it.
Agreed.
I mean, there's so many horror games I've played in recent years where the ultimate story is just that I didn't find it scary.
Sure.
And that's kind of what you want in a horror game.
Yeah, a lot of horror,
was,
especially AAA horror, kind of goes the homogenized route of we want this to be for everyone, so we're gonna sand off the edges.
Yeah, but that one specific moment in Silent Hill F, involving a saw, I should say, to make it a little clearer, was the point where I realized, yeah, this game's fucked up and it's kind of getting into my head.
Yeah.
What I want.
Another game, I know Yahtzee, I don't know, I don't think you played, Jay, or at least I didn't hear you talk about it, but I know Yahtzee and I played it together, and we were both kind of lukewarm on it. However, I thought the finale of, the gameplay finale of Split Fiction, I thought was really cool.
You say lukewarm, it was in my top 5 worst games of the year.
Lucas
but yes, I agree, it had some great visual design and some great gameplay elements. Unfortunately, the story and dialogue, the one thing you can never escape from and that is present throughout the entire game, brings it all down to hell for me, which is a shame, really.
I agree. I deeply agree.
Shame.
The last 2 I had on my list, the bar fight and Dispatch, I thought was like really fun and really well done, and kind of how it's flashing back and forth between after the fight and the fight itself. And then, without spoiling all the final boss stuff of Donkey Kong Bonanza, I thought was delightful. The reveal
Donkey
of who
Kong
the big bad
Bonanza
is
has sort of fallen out of the conversation, I find.
It did. It feels like the Switch 2 just hasn't landed with the same reverence as Switch 1. I mean, maybe it's because...
Yeah, Mario Kart World comes out and we're like, yay, it's Mario Kart, oh, it's not so great. Yay, it's Donkey Kong, no, it's not so great.
Metroid's on both. You could play Metroid on the original Switch if you want, and that wasn't super great.
I mean, Donkey Kong Bonanza is a fine game, but at the end of the day, the tech wasn't really doing anything new with like terrain destruction. Plenty of other games have done that. No Man's Sky, Red Faction. And, it's just not really got much else to say for itself in terms of selling points.
I mean, I love it, and I recommend it to anyone with a Switch, but it's hard to recommend someone go out and buy a $500 Switch for it.
A Switch for it.
I could do that for Breath of the Wild, because I'm like, this is something special, whereas Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think, is great.
Well, Switch 2 is going to have Duskblood soon, so console fans are going to go for that.
No.
Is that the Bloodborne hero shooter, right?
It's the Bloodborne PvP. It's basically Night Rain, but with
Elden Ring Blood Rain.
Bad taste in mouth. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Any other moments that's stuck out to you guys?
Just going over my list of reviews from the year.
I have one.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's not technically last year. It technically happened yesterday, but I'm going to count it. So I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile 2, and it's slowly becoming one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fully out. It's in early access at the moment. But anyway, the game's very complicated. You've got very complicated builds. The boss designs are really, really cool. But anyway, I've been playing with a friend, and we got to this boss, this big climactic boss at the end. We had to work really hard to unlock the door to get in. And at no point, like when you die to a boss, you have a certain amount of retries, or you can retry them infinitely. But we went into this boss, and we died to it. And my friend realized, I can't really do this fight because my movement speed is too low. I need to go respec and like get more movement speed to be able to do the mechanics. I was like, okay. And he went to leave and it wouldn't let him. And this boss fight like locked you into the room and was like, you cannot leave this room until you defeat me. And we fought him for 3.5 hours.
Jesus.
And we never, he never got into phase 2. Well, he did once or twice, but died instantly. Because he just couldn't move quick enough to do the things. And he also had this funny thing where he was playing a warrior, which meant he couldn't heal himself, couldn't use flasks to heal himself, but would heal himself from hitting enemies. He also had an ability which meant that when he hit enemies, he lost life, which never mattered because he would heal from hitting them, right?
They would like negate almost,
Yeah, but the boss did so much damage that it would get him so low that if he was to hit the boss, it would kill him. Because the tiny bit he would lose would kill him. So the game wouldn't let him attack. There'd be a pop-up saying, you cannot attack, it will kill you. So in these situations, he would basically become a ghost because he couldn't attack and he couldn't heal himself. So he would just start screaming and running around.
Linger.
Yeah. And so I genuinely went mad doing this fight. I was crying straight for like an hour, just with like tears of laughter because we just couldn't do this. It was a
Were you not able to finish it?
memorable moment for me. No. We had to log out for 25 minutes so the instance would reset and kick us out.
So you could like be freed from your prison?
Yeah, right. It was for people who play, it was the Arbiter of Ash. He was very, very difficult. It's crazy.
Sticking with multiplayer, I know you guys have at least streamed more Peak than I have played, and then Jay, I know you played a lot of Night Rain. Did you have any? I mean, Yahtzee, I know you're not a big multiplayer guy, but was there anything in Peak that piqued your interest?
Pequed my interest.
Piqued your interest?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stream bait. I guess we call it friend slop games these days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's more just
not a game.
Dynamic moments.
It's not a game I'd seek out to play if I wasn't obliged to for the company's streams. If I'm honest.
And then Jay, I know you. Oh no, sorry. Did you have?
Peak thoughts? I think that Night Rain and Peak in similar multiplayer games, they're really good at creating moments that are really memorable in the moment, right? Like there are times where in Night Rain, I play a lot with Jess and Matt from Extra Credits, and like they'll both go down, and then I'll be dodging the boss and trying to get them up, and I get them both up and we end up defeating the boss. And it's like in the moment that's really cool and like it feels really awesome, but then the next day I've forgotten it's even happened, right? Because it's those moments are a dime a dozen. And like in Peak, I saved Yarts from a fall and then I made it to the top and stuff like that. It feels really good then, but that memory kind of fades. So I think those games are really good at creating those micro moments, but nothing like super tangible.
That's interesting with Night Rain though, because I feel like FromSoft, their single player games are incredible at creating like any Demon Souls game or after that. I can name 5 moments from each game that I'm like, that's a fucking banger moment, like a scripted moment from the game. And I guess
there's one that genuinely might be my favorite moment in any Souls game, which is when you fight the knight aspect. He's like the final boss of the entire game. In his phase 3 transition, he like floats up into the sky, gets his sword out and like cuts the universe in half behind him.
Sick.
Like he cuts the background in half, and it's really cool, but you can miss it because if you're not like looking at him while he's doing it, if you're doing something else, you can just not see it. And I remember the first time Jess got there, I was like hyping up this moment, and I was like, like he's gonna do the thing, and she was like getting someone else up, and just completely missed it. And she was like, did he do the thing? And I was like, no, he cut the universe. So they do have those moments. It's just they're less scripted in the sense of like, look at me, I'm doing the thing.
Sure, you can't like wrangle camera control away from everyone. It kind of has to,
for sure.
So looking ahead to the future, do we think this is the year the AAA industry finally collapses under its own weight?
No, because Grand Theft Auto is theoretically coming out in November. So,
well, that's how a collapse happens. You concentrate all the weight on one part of the seesaw, and then it all falls apart.
I guess that's how a seesaw collapses. Yeah.
Also, theoretically is the operative word in that sentence because they
delayed
it a million times.
I'm definitely still not.
It just feels like
sure.
This year was like sign after sign that the double A's are up and triple A's are down. I mean, just look at the Game Awards. Clair Obscur, Claim Obscur, all across the board.
Yeah, but if you look at the other nominees, you had your Donkey Kongs and your Death Strandings and your Ghost of Yotes. So I do think there is. I don't think it is doom and gloom for AAA. I do think that indie and AA is taking a bigger portion of the pie, which I think is good. Not only for indie and AA, but also I think is very good for. I think that will hopefully light a fire under AAA's ass. I mean, I don't know if that's something we should expect, or if that's like
I'd like
wishful thinking.
I'd like the Game Awards to sort of separate indie from AA more. I'd like there to be like new categories.
So everyone agrees that indie is kind of a useless term, but nobody agrees on how to fix it. Everyone's like, yeah, that's stupid. It should be X. And then the next person's like, yeah, it's stupid. It should be Y. It should be Z. So it's a tough thing that there's unanimous consent or unanimous decision that it's needs reworking, but no one agrees on how to
Well, I have a fairly simple idea for how to define indie versus AAA or whatever you want to call it. If the CEO of the company worked on the game, then it's indie.
I mean, Death Stranding.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's at least more artistically valid then.
Oh, I agree. I
don't know. There needs to be a double A category. I think we need to more concretely define what double A is, because
fine.
Indies
high budget, mid budget, low budget. There you go. Call them that.
Well, when you think about that, Silksong had $1 bajillion, right? They had infinite money to make what they needed to make, but only had 3 people on the team. So budget can't be a factor. I think it's team size.
Why not? I mean, why not? I mean,
Silksong
had a high enough profile. It had a profile to rival AAA games. And so why not include it with the high budget games if it had a high budget?
Well, it depends if they actually put that much money into it. It's such a complicated thing. I personally think it should be team size. I think once you break through a certain amount of people working on the team, if you have the money to pay to get like contractors in, like entire contract entire companies, you're pushing into AA. You're not.
But what if like
indie?
But what about marketing? What about
what if an indie developer hires like 500 contractors?
Yeah.
Oh, then you're not indie. 500 people are working on it, right?
I think it's funny to me. Like, people get very mad at these terms, and I just don't think it's a big deal. Like, I'm just like, whatever, fucking, it's a thing. Like, however you want to define it, it's a thing. I get the idea of like an indie reward, or an indie award, or a debut award could have went to a game that was agreed upon indie, or that was clearly a debut game. Like, this is the first game I tried to make, Blueprints. As opposed to we have a exactly. But I don't know, inclusion. Who cares?
Well, right then. Well, on that note, on the subject of not giving a shit, let's read the super chats.
Yay!
About which we don't give the slightest shit.
I give so many shits about these. I've seen my name on 2 of them.
I give a handful of shits.
I'm just kidding. Please keep giving us money. Faz2116 gives £9.99 and says, Happy New Year, all redeeming Invisigal in Dispatch, and the final boss fights of both Expedition 33 and Elden Ring Night Rain are of my favourite 2025 gaming moments. Absolute cinema.
Yeah.
Absolute cinema. Yeah, if I had to choose one moment from Claire Obscure, without spoiling too much, it might be an earlier one. It might be that opening homage, or I guess the end of Act 1's pretty exciting. Like the
I would have said
that happens there.
I would have said the twist at the end of Act 1 was certainly what jumps out of my mind.
Yeah.
Also, the big fat guy you ride around on.
Oh my god, he is Esquier.
Whatever
what a
his
fat
name
guy.
was. I've forgotten the names of every character in that game because they're all weird French words. I just remember weird fat guy, weird barefoot lady, weird non-barefoot red-haired lady.
Mm-hmm.
Other lady,
other man,
Robert Pattinson, all of them.
Robert Pattinson.
Raven gives $2 and says, "Here's the Raven's weekly word of the week. The first one for the year, week 31, bloviate."
Is that what we've been doing this whole time?
Bloviate,
if you like, yeah.
Bloviating just like blowing a bunch of hot air, like fucking gabbing?
Yeah, it's what Trump does.
Oh no, I just compared us to him.
It is the word for what Trump does. It's just to endlessly speak in an empty, verbose fashion.
There you go.
So it's like, because part of me thinks, well, that's just being verbose, but it's specifically being verbose in a way that is not saying anything.
Yeah, it's just fucking like babbling.
It's blustering. It's just being, it's just talking shit, talking nonsense.
Okay, fair.
Jomo Slowmo gives 20 Norwegian kroner and says, 1 hour till number 1 eugenic streamer Ed streams. Chop, chop. Yes, indeed.
Evan McMillan? Is he on the stream today?
Not today, but if you haven't seen it, we did a podcast with him a few weeks back.
That's right. You Jack and him just cutting it up.
You should all listen. I always get a little bit starstruck interviewing like indie game devs, especially the big ones.
You are an indie game dev.
I know, but it's because I'm talking to someone I've always aspired to be, I suppose.
Yeah, and you respect them for their work, right?
Sure. Yeah. Sonos the Hedgehog gives $2 and says, with Anthem shutting down, is anything of value lost? Well, apparently not, because I hadn't even heard that Anthem shut down.
I mean, Yeah,
I
like
think that's
the
incredibly
pithy
impressive.
thing is nothing of value is lost, but yeah,
It
like
has made
years of
zero impact on
work
my life.
and art is lost. And that
Okay.
sucks. As someone who cares about art preservation and being able to
Mhm.
actually like go back, I mean, this also ties back into the game preservation the discussion we had a couple years ago with Stop Killing Games.
Sucks for the artists, but blame the publisher.
It sucks for the players. People paid money for that game and will no longer be able to access the game because it's entirely online. There's been no effort put into making it playable in an offline state, which I think is stupid.
I got to say, I got more sympathy for the developers than the people who played it, because surely the people who played it should have thought, "Oh, this isn't very good."
Well, you
I'm
say
sure
that
there's
some people
someone out
might
there that
absolutely
Anthem's
adore
their
it and have been
favorite
playing
game.
it every day since, and that
Well,
I know some
nobody
people.
Nobody I'd want to spend much time with.
I know some people who fucking loved Marvel's Avengers. It was me. I loved Marvel's Avengers.
It was you. Did that game
you
get shut down?
You
R.I.P.
didn't love Marvel's Avengers.
It was
Shut
COVID
up.
and I was sad and I didn't know what was going on. I was very
Fair.
confused. I was a confused
might like-
young man.
Love
You
the
might
whole-
like Deadpool VR.
I don't know about
Do you like-
VR. Put
Do you like
a- film in-
references to Marvel properties?
I don't know what I like.
'Cause
I
there's-
did during COVID.
It was Marvel's
Wait,
Avengers.
If we have another pandemic, maybe I'll play that. I'm saving that. I'm saving Deadpool VR for the next pandemic.
For the
Okay.
bird flu, yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be in like a month or two.
Double the Fingers gives €5, says, happy starts to another orbit on Hell World. That aside, I finally got Balatro over Christmas. Late, I know. And I guess this is what addiction is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Great game.
It's always hard to understand why people like it so much until you play it yourself.
Yeah.
And then you become part of the group of people who find it really hard to explain why they like it.
It's developer Local Thunk and Animal Wells developer Billy Basso are two that I'm adding to my list of being very curious of how they follow up a massive hit. I guess Tonda Ross,
Yeah.
also the developer of Blueprints, I'm
100%.
curious about. But adding them to the Concerned Ape / Return to the Obra Dinn follow up / Outer Wilds
Toby-
follow up.
It's going to be many
Total
years
Fox,
before
yeah.
we see any games from them, I believe.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, if they want to keep
Return
their
to the
kind of
Return to the Obra Dinn was Lucas Pope's follow-up to Papers, Please.
Papers, Please.
which
Yeah,
itself
so that
was incredibly
that's
good.
yeah,
Crazy,
and
crazy
Return to the Obra
record.
Dinn felt like a giant kind of evolution and step forward, which I don't know if you can
Yeah.
do twice.
No, quite.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lance the Were-Yena, member for 10 months in the Green Gang, says, judges you again, anime smiley. Oh, whoa.
No, Lance. We got judged by a were-hyena. What's going on?
dear.
What's a were-hyena? Is that like a man who can turn into
It's
a
like
hyena?
a were hyena, man.
I'd
It's a
assume,
combo
yeah.
wombo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Combo wombo.
you know the etymology of werewolf, right? I believe I explained this to you. Like, were used to be, like, man used to be like an archaic word for a male human.
Okay.
Before man sort of
Just took
drifted
his
over
place.
to mean masculine.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
werewolf, so werewolf literally means man wolf.
Mm.
And,
Okay.
So
Way more
hyena means
literal, like most
man
etym-
hyena. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most etymology just comes back to it's just the literal.
I have in my Sonic Unleashed review where I complain
Yeah.
about them using the term werehog to describe what Sonic turns
Sure.
into in that game.
Because that'd be turning into like a man hog.
That
A
yes,
man
that
hog.
would be a man hog when he is clearly a wolf hog.
He's already kind of a man hog, right? Like just base Sonic is kind of like half man.
I
half
don't want to
hog.
think about Sonic's
Yeah.
hog.
Yes, because
You know who does? That
inevitably.
human girl who kissed him that one time.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
You keep not letting us move on from that.
She kissed him right on his lips.
Sinus
a
the
sexual
Hedgehog gives
awakening when it
$2 and
Oh.
says, my favorite part of 2025, a Power Wash Simulator sequel. Oh, another game you might hear some thoughts on if you hang around here on Wednesday.
Oh my god!
Ooh.
You might hear thoughts on from numerous videos
Yes,
of yours going forward.
numerous
Yeah.
games that have not been
Incomprehensible.
reviewed over
Yeah.
the course of 2025. Oh, look, it's Tsunami Dusha. And oh my goodness, he must have been affected by inflation because as well as saying nothing, he's given us $40.
This is insane.
Oh,
This is not sustainable. This has to be carryover from the weeks he
It's
wasn't here.
carryover from the Crimbus.
I'm not saying I'm expecting $40 every week.
Tsunami Dusha did his annual assessment of Second Wind and decided we would do an increase in pay. Thank you very much,
This-
Tsunami
Thank you,
Dusha.
Dusha.
This also, however, feels like we need to step it up now. Like, do we need to be
do
double
we do that?
entertaining? Because I feel like I'm
Oh.
half entertaining right
Well, let us know, viewers. You are our boss, after all.
now.
Don't give him that power.
Do you want to hear more about manhogs? No,
I'd rather-
hogs.
no.
I don't want to say
No.
manhogs. Shouldn't have said
No,
that.
don't say that.
We're moving on again to Sinus the Hedgehog, who gives another $2 to say, worst part, Sonic Racing losing to Mario Kart World at the Game Awards.
I mean, that's just a.
Everything I've heard was that Sonic Racing was good, but I still haven't played it.
It's too expensive.
Sorry.
It's too expensive. We don't have.
Oh, well.
We're all not made of Sonic bucks. Yeah, I mean, this just continues a trend of, regardless of quality, Mario is better than Sonic. It just happens.
Hjorth87 gives 50 Danish kroner and says, Gut Nytar, which I assume is Danish for Happy New Year. My favourite moment was beating Obra Dinn with only some slight hint from Yahtzee. Had good time with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Indiana Jones 2. And now
Nice.
EU 5. Europa Universalis 5, I
Universalis
assume?
5, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I was thinking about jumping back into Indiana Jones. I was like, because there's some DLC.
Is the
there,
DLC out yet?
Yeah, it is. I don't know what's
Oh,
going
is
on.
there?
In it, but yeah.
Do you go to the Temple of Doom in it, or what happens?
I mean, that would be fun. DLC is to pull things from the movies, but I don't
That
think
would
so.
be
I think
fun.
it's got more.
I mean,
about
the
those
original game
giants
already did that.
with the
Yeah,
opening.
that was a really strong opening, though. That was a great way to tutorialize all of its systems.
Yeah.
One of the
Like,
iconic scenes from the
most
movies and
memorable
make that-
scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
But even the rest of like every chapter feels like it's riffing on some aspect of a previous Indiana Jones film. Like the whole opening chapter in the Vatican is basically riffing on the opening scene in Last Crusade, where they're in Venice looking for
Venice,
the Crusader's tomb. And then
like
either in
section in
Egypt,
Egypt.
which is knocking
Raiders.
off Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Yeah,
etc.
you go
That
hang out
game's
with
really
Archimedes
good.
in the past, like in
Yeah.
the hit film Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. You know, he goes into the past at the end of that movie. He flies a
does.
plane through a wormhole, and he's talking to fucking Archimedes, and he's
And
like,
doesn't
"Let
he
me
stay
die in
there?
the past," and they don't let
That
him die
sounds-
in the past.
That sounds really dumb, I gotta say.
It is really dumb. They should probably
That
stop
sounds
making those
like-
films.
That sounds like Indiana Jones meets Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures.
Yeah, it's only in the last, like, when all of the movies get super supernatural in the end. It's in the supernatural
it's always-
section of the movie.
There's a balance that's
it doesn't
fine.
it doesn't get supernatural in that way though.
There's like a certain, I feel like it doesn't cross a threshold when you open the Ark and it melts Nazi faces, or when
That's
there's like an
literally
invisible
God
bridge.
killing everyone. Like,
But
I think in Raiders and Last
grounded.
Crusade, it stays grounded because it retains a sort of mythical tone, which is
Yeah,
lost
okay.
in Kingdoms of the Crystal Skull and fucking time travel adventures with Archimedes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not. That's
I dig
more. That's more sci-fi than classically mythical magical realism.
Yeah, I mean, Crystal Skull like
Good way
ends
of
with a
putting
giant UFO like
Yeah,
coming out of the jungle. Like, well, this feels. I can handle an eternal crusader talking to him and trying to drink from the goblet of Christ. Not the-
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's true to Indiana Jones's character as an archaeologist that he interacts with mythic stuff from the past.
Yeah.
Everything else is sort of untrue to his character.
I think George Lucas described it as being like, oh, well, the originals were kind of homages to the serials.
Yeah, I know what he said. Fuck him.
Yeah, he wanted
Shut
to do
up.
the
Don't you
50s
dare say
movies,
that
B
about George
movies.
Lucas. He gave us Howard the Duck, Willow, THX,
Moving on.
American Graffiti.
Gay Bear Daddy 2 gives $20 and says, for SWG's Gundam fan, Marty, a new video premiered by Benna G, known on YouTube for FF14 memes animations, that includes a full Gundam battle complete with references and sound effects. It's worth the 6 minutes and this chat.
Wow.
I when I saw that come in, I Googled it and I added it to my watch later list, and I will watch it after the stream. And I put it in the
Do you
chat
build
if
many
anyone wants to watch
Gundams?
it. No, I've not built a Gundam since
You should build
I was a
Gundams,
kid.
dude.
Let's not start on the
great
Gundam talk.
I think I might have shaky hands because of medication. I don't know if I could build a Gundam.
Oh, all right, fair.
We'll see. Maybe I'll get a proxy. Maybe I should get a Ward. Should I get a Ward and have him build Gundams for me?
100%. Get a Gundam Ward.
A
Yeah.
ward, like
That
Robin.
sounds like the name of a show.
Yeah, kind
Gundam
of like
Ward.
Robin. Like I should find someone whose parents died in some sort of a sketchy accident, and I'll raise them.
Come with me, orphan. Build this high grade for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kid Barchetti gives $2, says, Hornet slaps fools, Monaco's okay bye, tall melee.
Hornet's
Referencing
really good.
multiple games there.
Monoko.
I also liked
yeah.
the one trick bench in the shitty swamp in Silksong, where it's
Yes.
like such a pain in the ass to get to. You finally find it, you finally sit down, and then you get fucking whomped. It's good shit.
Bastard. Absolute
That's
bastard.
good shit.
Sorry, I must have misplaced. There we go. Silence the Hedgehog is $5. Says Yahtzee, you say you hate when games do the whole make an in-game story with the same title and plot as the game, but doesn't Paper Mario 2 do that too? Well, the thing about Paper Mario is that it's presented like the whole thing is set in a storybook, is it not?
Right, doesn't it?
So, you know,
a little audience. It opens up at the beginning.
It's on theme.
Yeah, and just because you hate something doesn't mean you hate it every time. You hate it when
Just
it's used
most
poorly.
times.
Just most
Yeah.
times.
If it's not on theme, like it wasn't on theme when Game of Thrones did it.
Yeah, it was pretty silly. What about The Hobbit? Was it fine when The Hobbit did it?
Lord of the Rings.
Well, he didn't
Lord of the Rings.
call
that's
his. He didn't name his book The Hobbit. He called it There and Back Again, if memory serves.
An unexpected
That's true.
journey. Yeah.
A Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo
Yeah.
Baggins.
Yeah, he didn't call it The Hobbit. That would have been very vainglorious. I agree.
Yeah.
He called it "I'm the Hobbit." Bilbo Baggins, a story of me.
Do you think that book
Yeah.
sold well in Middle Earth? Like, what's publishing
Well,
like? Like, do you have to
apparently
get an
not.
agent?
Because apparently no one read it and thought, hang on, this guy's just giving away the location of the One Ring.
It's always interesting to think about how those things work in Middle Earth. Like how does publishing work? George R. R. Martin said a funny thing. He was like, I wish, I'm paraphrasing, but I wish the Middle Earth was a little bit more grounded. Like, did Aragorn commit an orc genocide after Sauron died? Like, did he go and kill all of them? It's like,
Sure.
shut
And the
up.
women and the
No,
children,
no.
just like Anakin
Yeah.
and the Sand Folks.
exactly.
I mean, do we assume Bilbo published the book? I mean, it seems uncharacteristic of a Hobbit to actually publish his journal. It seems like
I felt like he was handing it down, right?
I think most of what you do if you're a Hobbit is just for larks. I mean, they wouldn't have go into a sort of business venture like publishing a book.
Yeah,
In
publishing
my
isn't a
fanfic,
lot.
one of the Sackville Bagginses stole the book and made a bunch of money off it. And
well,
there was a whole
probably.
kind of like legal dispute between him and Bilbo's.
One of those spoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, PMA Strip Polito, member for 23 months in the Green Gang, says 100% agree with Marty on the Blue Prince moment.
Listen, I'm just saying. I'm the voice of the people. We out here, we just want werehogs. I still haven't
Next.
played that game. I still haven't played that game.
Keep it that way.
I can't recommend it.
Unleashed? You can't recommend it?
I didn't
like
like
werewolves.
it.
I played Unleashed
much
on
at
the
all.
Wii, Yeah.
I think what killed it for me was that you have to collect medallions throughout the levels to unlock progress. And I hate it when Sonic games oblige you to search for icons, because half the time, you don't know if where you're going is going to take you to a secret place or it's going to lock you into some incredibly high speed sequence of movement that you can't backtrack. So you can't go back and check the other places you didn't check.
And that's what the game should be about, going quick. Motion blur that background.
The best kind of those sort of artificial progress gates are kind of illusions where you always have just enough for them. I feel like every progress gate should just be one below what you currently have. And then that'll give you the satisfaction and be like, ooh, I just collected
I've done
enough
it.
to sneak
Yeah.
through. Yeah.
That's what I didn't like about Once Upon a Katamari as well.
Yeah, that definitely had
I
some.
was-
It was like, don't have fun at your own speed. Have fun at our speed.
Yeah, I ran into
How dare you.
I ran up against progress gates pretty frequently playing through that game.
Kind of
I'm
like
not looking
Cowboys are fun to
for-
roll up.
I'm not looking for specific items in Katamari. I'm just trying to
Just
get
wanna
through
zone out.
I'm just trying to get through every moment to moment a bit.
Just trying to roll a ball, dude.
Just trying to roll.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to roll
Just
up all
trying
these
to, I just want
samurai.
to roll big things. Just want to try to
Just
roll
roll
up
big things.
things
Yeah.
until I can roll up big things.
Someone I saw someone modded Red Dead Redemption 2 to have a Katamari-esque thing in it, and it
I
is
see-
a nightmare. It is a
I've seen that
genuine
in,
nightmare to see all those objects sticking out of it.
I've seen that in Skyrim as well.
I don't like it.
I
Like
reckon
real
pull that
Katamari,
out.
like that would be the most fucked up horror movie if
Yeah.
like someone made a real Katamari movie where a little dude just starts rolling up like thumbtacks and rats and then ends up rolling up
Yeah.
the entire goddamn planet.
Oh my god.
It's right up there with Kirby on the lines of this gets fucked up if you try to put it in a
Cosmic
realistic setting.
horror, yeah.
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 Remember mouthful
Anyway.
mode? Remember when they leaned on mouthful mode?
I'd
They ate
prefer not to
that-
think
that
about
car?
it.
Yeah, I think about mouthful mode quite a bit.
Last Moses gives 125 somethings and says, my moment was after the first world of Abiotic Factor. I was like, oh, this is how this game works. Personally, no other survival game came close.
What is
Yeah,
it?
people.
I feel like I know Abiotic Factor, but I don't.
It's that multiplayer game that's sort of like Half-Life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
It's meant to be really good.
Yeah, I keep hearing it's good. I've tried it and I didn't like it much.
It's
Were you
a
playing
New
single player?
Zealand-based game.
Yes.
Is that the best game ever made in New Zealand? Can we think of literally any
Potentially.
other game made in New Zealand?
Not off the top of my
the
head. I'm sure
Tales
there
of the
are
Shire.
games from New Zealand I've played that are
That's
good,
not Tales
but
from the Shire.
I'm not sure.
Okay,
Anyway,
I'm looking up.
Diane Spencer gives £20 and says, Happy New Year to you all. How very classy
New
of you, Diane
Year.
Spencer. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks,
Thank you.
Diane Spencer.
And then Maul Kitty gives $5 and says, I'd like to play The Altars, but it's all Marty Sleever. Can you do 9
me mod
different
it.
voices, Marty?
No, I could barely do
Give
one
us,
voice.
Marty, give us two. Give us two voices.
All right there, Gov. It's me, the miner. I'm gonna go out, collect some ore.
Okay, so this is the version of you who moved to Australia, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, I looked up. Well, I actually looked up New Zealand. I was trying to do that, but I don't know a New Zealand accent.
Yeah, okay.
I looked up, and then the other one is I am an alter, and I'm here to say I love making clones in a major way. He's a rapper, an aspiring rapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys didn't unlock the inspiring rapper in your in your games, did you? Yeah.
That was a new game thing.
I guess all of my alters would just be versions of me that grew up in different parts of the United Kingdom.
So just
Right.
like slightly different accents.
Yeah. it's
Birmingham, Birmingham
hello, I'm the Brummie version of Yahtzee who grew up in Birmingham.
Is he the cook?
And I don't want to grow up in the West Country.
Yeah.
I've got most people think of this as the pirate accent. Whereas I think of it more as the West Country accent.
Yeah.
I thought that was nice.
Fuck me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
And I'm the one who grew up in Scotland, in Glasgow.
Oh, guy, mate.
Yeah. See you, Jimmy.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Flashbacks to adventures now.
Eric just gave you a 10. I don't know if you saw in the bottom
thank you.
window.
I've been working on my Scottish accent. So if you want to do an Irish accent, you just talk as quickly as possible so no one can make sense of the rubbish you're saying. But if you want to do a Scottish accent,
Gotta
you
slow things
speak
down.
a lot slower and raise all your vowels.
Yeah, and you got to sound like the further you go north, the more it sounds like you're in pain when you talk.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Point
Yeah. Case in point. That just sounds like Shrek. Y'all know Shrek?
Just choked on my own.
You guys heard of Shrek? He's this
Yeah.
green
You
guy.
guys
He's
got
real
Shrek
cool.
where you're from?
Have I heard of Shrek? Isn't
Yeah.
that the green monster who comes from Canada?
That's the green monster who comes from Canada. Also kisses a human woman. I don't know. No, she's
But then
a
she
monster.
turns into
No,
a...
she's an ogre woman who was turned into a human woman. If
You know
memory
what's
serves.
crazy? I don't
No,
think
she was a
I've-
human
I
woman
don't think
that
I've
was
ever
turned
seen
into
any of the
an ogre woman.
Shreks. I don't think I've actually ever seen any of the Shreks straight through.
I've seen the first Shrek,
Yeah.
and that was enough for me. Thank you very much.
I saw
Yeah,
Puss in
what-
Boots, the film Puss in Boots. Very good.
Okay,
I've heard them
Isn't
Puss
this-
in Boots films are pretty decent.
Yeah, I love it.
I heard good things about it. So I watched what turned out to be like the final boss of the Puss in Boots. I wasn't aware movies could have final boss fights, but
So I did...
yeah,
Yahtzee did the classic of watching a clip of a movie.
There are more and more movies though, and I think it's because younger generation of directors and writers grew up on video games. There are more and more movies now that feel like they end with like a video game ass final boss.
my
That's
kids
awesome.
are really into K-pop demon hunters at the moment.
Yeah,
As all children
I
are.
fucking love K-pop.
I don't think they well, one of them hasn't even seen the film, but the other one didn't
Good
really
music
get it.
though.
But they just listen to the music. They've just gotten into it from listening to the music when my wife plays it on the car stereo.
Do you like the music?
Cool.
It's a good song.
I've suddenly become very familiar with the music
Sure.
against my will.
But it's there
Hey,
could be worse music to have to listen to all the time.
I think kids
I
being
guess.
really into things and being able to share things with their friends and stuff is a good thing.
Well, you say that
think it's
until they
positive.
like screaming it at the top of their lungs all the time you're in the house.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway, and they can't really get in key because they're 4 years old.
The children.
It's just off-key screaming of like K-pop Demon Hunter lyrics in the house all day.
Oh God.
And a couple of songs from Moana as well.
Oh my God.
Moana 1 or 2?
Just one, I think.
Okay.
The one that's got Jermaine Clement as a big crab.
There's a live-action Moana coming out this year. Why are they doing that?
Oh God, don't do that. Why do they do that?
And The Rock's just playing that dude
those
again?
live-action Disney movies. I hate them.
Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog comes back with $5. Says, do you think AAA's big dream is games with no content but orders to press buttons that gives them your money? The video game equivalent of slot machines. Well, their big dream is the game that just infinitely produces money that they don't have to do any additional work to. And they've been trying to realize that dream for a very long time. I mean, they tried it with the first time I remember picking up on it was when they tried it with multiplayer shooters in the 90s. They said, hey, Quake 3 doesn't have a story campaign. It's just multiplayer shooting because that's all you really want, isn't it? Unreal Tournament as well. And they tried to make that a thing, but then in the 2000s, everyone brought out a load of really good single-player first-person games. And they were like, oh, turns out you do still want that. Whoops.
Man, a complete side tangent. I want Time Splitters back.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I never played Time Splitters, but I played Second Sight, which was also by Time Splitters devs, and I thought that was
right. That was their next gen game.
That's an unsung hero. That's a hidden gem, I think.
Yeah.
I think you'd really like the humor in the Time Splitters games. That's the main reason I really liked it.
Yeah. They're fun as
hell. Sinus Hedgehog comes back with $2 and says, I think Dark Void's jetpack is better than Anthem's. I would agree with you.
That was the one where you did a lot of verticaling?
Yes.
You would almost like walk up walls with your jetpack.
Jetpacks are right. That's usually the goal, right?
Yeah,
no, but I mean, like it would
grappling hooks.
It would you'd walk up a surface, walk up a building.
Well, there was some bits of Dark Void that did that, and there were other bits where you were in free flight mode,
just rocketeering.
Yeah,
that's what we can see.
And what I liked about that game is that you could switch at any time to rocketeering mode, even if you were in an enclosed environment. And you'd immediately paste yourself against the walls and die. But, it was fun that they let you do it.
Yeah, this looks really cool.
More games need to just allow me to make dumb decisions and immediately die.
Yeah. Ryan Betts gives $10 and says, any wild predictions you want to wager amongst yourselves for 2026? The Firelink Fantasy Draft is a very fun through line for that podcast, and it might be fun to have something like that here. Cheers. All right, I'm going to say GTA 6 probably won't live up to the hype. That's my prediction.
I think it will.
Yeah, the sad thing is I think it will. That's one of the rare games I would take the over on. I haven't thought about predictions for the year yet.
Yeah, I need to think about it. Maybe they can be future episode.
We come back next year.
Next God. Minduel gives $2 and says, will next week be the worst moment of 2025? No, of course.
I don't think there's that many, I just don't want to dwell on the shitty things.
No, let's focus on the future.
Positivity.
Yeah, the shitty things in the future. There's lots of shitty things to look forward to.
Predict the shittiest moments of the year.
Sinus the Hedgehog gives $2 and says, movement shooter, don't you mean Quake clone, Yards? I think Quake only sort of became a movement shooter in retrospect, especially since the speedrunners got really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out you can do a lot with bunny hopping in that game.
Do you think we see Quake come back this year? We got Doom coming back. Hexen made a comeback.
They tried. Quake came back recently and it flopped.
Yeah. Well, that was because they tried to make it into a hero shooter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a good single player Quake.
I don't know. I think part of the charm of the original Quake is the fact that it's kind of low key and stripped down as first generation 3D can only be.
Yeah.
Might not be able to exist in.
I feel like if you tried to modernize the graphics, I think you'd start to see through a lot of how simple Quake is. I agree with the arts. The simplicity was a big selling point.
And any story you're trying to insert into it is just going to be something made up from whole cloth because there's bugger all to be had in the original. It's more of a setting than a story, I tend to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an excuse.
Yeah. Blistered Soul gives £199. It says, new creator-run showcase on 8th, 45 new games.
Blistered Soul, this is a bad job of advertising it. You didn't tell us what it's called.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, we supposed to know what it's called. What do you
Maybe
guys
it's
think
called New Creator Run Showcase.
That's a bad name. They should have rebranded it.
Is it called Next Fest?
Oh, it's literally called New Game Plus Showcase.
Oh, okay.
Putting authentic excitement back at the center of game reveals.
What does that even mean? That's
I don't know who these people
bullshit.
are. I'm not saying, listen, this might be good, but I don't know who these people are. I don't know what this channel is.
Aren't we doing an indie showcase?
Yeah, Nick says he is. I'm saying, Nick, you go do that over there. You go do that over there. That seems like a lot of work. Listen, I love an indie showcase. Just feels like a lot of work.
But they're kind of necessary. Now E3's dead.
Apparently THQ is revealing a game there.
SGF?
THQ.
Oh.
Wow.
Well,
Saints Row's coming back.
Sinus the Hedgehog comes back with another $2. It says, you not want stop and chill on Unleashed Day stages? Who stops and chills in this Sonic the Hedgehog game? That's missing the point, isn't it?
Yeah, the only place you're allowed to do that is in the hub of Sonic Adventure. You can chill there. Anything else? No chilling. No chilling.
Gotta run. Gotta go fast.
You gotta go fast. That's his whole deal.
Go fast.
He loves going fast. Dude loves going fast.
I mean, going
Who's
fast
stopping
is
in
his
that?
comfort zone.
Yeah, you can't stop there. You might go to jail if you try to stop in the middle of running down that.
Yeah.
Whole goddamn landslide will get you.
His head bobbing animation stops when you go fast enough. Do you watch that New Frame Plus video on how Sonic's animation evolved? And what you notice in the original 2D Sonic is that when he's like building up speed, his like head bobs up and down. He's got a lot of vertical movement in his animation. But when he's at full speed, that kind of stops, and it's like his head stays still and his feet just move, and that's to imply
he's like
that,
moving so fast,
so quick. Yeah,
it's like he's coasting at this point. It's like now he's like at maximum speed. He's like moving more comfortably.
All right, I take it back. Sonic is good. Congrats, Sonic. You're good again.
Anyway, Tommy Salty, member for 25 months. Thank you very much. And then Jay's 75th Ferret gives $5 and says, I owe y'all a finder's fee for Dispatch. Heard about it first from you and finally played it. I love it. Thanks for another great recommendation.
Hey.
What a strange world we're in where I found myself recommending a Telltale adjacent Choices Matter game.
Yeah, but it's the creators of Telltale without the bullshit of the people at the top.
I guess. I mean, it's still a Choices Matter, choose your own adventure book game. Yeah, but I liked what gameplay there was in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so did I. I thought the actual management stuff was fun.
Mm. Yeah, I still roll my eyes when the bit of text says so and so will remember you did that.
Yeah.
How will you know they will remember?
I would prefer the game across the board if it just didn't tell you what people are remembering. If it just cut that out entirely. Surprise me.
I always feel like so-and-so will remember that is more for you. I feel like it's more for the player to be like, oh, I'll remember this. So if it comes
I'll remember
back,
that they will remember this.
Yeah.
Well, if it's for my benefit, I don't want it because it takes me out of the experience. It breaks immersion.
You said the same thing about doing big blows on the controller during Astronaut.
A lot of things break immersion. It's a very fundamental part of the game playing experience.
I think we just got to blow more. Dispatch should have had blow to make sure they remember.
I'm with Yachts. Less hand holding, less blowing.
There's a game jam subject for you. A game that focuses on
blowing. Don't want hand holding and blowing. Well,
considering there was explicit sex in Dispatch, I'm sure they could have found a lot of use for the blowing control.
That's true. Hubba and whatnot.
Anyway, Hjorth87 gives 20 Danish kroner and says, can you do It Sucks to Be Scottish from Trainspotting? No.
I remember the words.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a monologue by Ewan McGregor.
Thanks for the money. And moving on. Saber Lily gives $19.99 and says, Uma Musume was the game that engrossed me the most in 2025. A shockingly fun horse racing roguelike, despite also being a waifu gacha game. So many photo finishes that had me shouting and pumping my arms at my horse girls. HNY. I don't know what HNY stands for.
Happy New Year! Ooh.
Oh,
Happy New
okay.
Year.
I thought it was like
I've heard
onomatopoeia
like
for the sound a horse makes.
like a
Yes.
I've heard a lot about this game. On face value, I find this disturbing and weird. But also, I've heard that the gameplay is surprisingly really engaging and really fun. So, hey, more power to you. If you enjoy this, fuck yeah, get your horse bred.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the last person to judge another for getting horny over anime girls.
Do you ride? Do the girls turn into horses and you ride them? Do we know?
No, they're just girls
They are
who
anime girls that run.
identify as horses.
And they don't look like horses at all.
No. Well, they've got horse ears, but otherwise they're just anime girls in fancy outfits.
Oh my god, I'm trying to even think what a horse's ear. I don't think I've ever seen a horse's ear.
They just stick out the top of their heads like bunny ears.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Just point
Incredible.
up.
Anyway,
Do they put like a what? Because what do they do? They put like a dog or something or a rabbit, and that's what horses chase.
No, that's for
That's greyhounds.
that's for greyhounds.
greyhounds. Yes,
That's greyhounds. Never mind.
The horses
Horses
just run
don't.
because
Horses
there's
would die if they saw a little
Yes.
rabbit run past.
the horses have a dude on the back saying "Go faster, you stupid horse," and that's what
These
makes
girls
the horse
hitting
run.
them.
These gals don't have a horse on their back or a man. On
Well, it's not about the rider, is it? It's about the horse in horse racing, especially in Japanese culture. I mean, isn't it true that all the horses in Umasume are based on real life Japanese racehorses?
I couldn't tell you that. I'm not hot on my Japanese
Well,
horse
I
I
racing.
didn't even know how
Apparently
to. I didn't even know how to pronounce Umasumi.
Apparently that is the case. There was a big blow up because Peter raised a big stink about them depicting one specific horse who famously was shot after they broke their leg. So Peter put up a big poster of the anime girl representing that horse with a broken leg and getting shot in the head, and basically the entire country of Japan turned against Peter because of that, because this horse was like a national hero in Japan.
You know what? I've had enough of what Peter's talking about. What does Lois have to say about this?
Nah.
Peter.
That was a horse noise. New.
Anyway, yes, I watched a YouTube video on this horse business. I think it was Guru Larry, one of his.
It wasn't the horse. There was an HBO series that Michael Mann did called Luck. That was about horse racing, and it had to get shut down after like 2 episodes because so many horses were killed during the filming of it. Like horses kept breaking their legs. They're like, well, we got to kill the horse and get a new horse. They're like, you've killed too many. You had a certain amount of horses you can kill per season, and you've killed too many of them after 2 episodes. So we can't do this show anymore.
Oh, KC just popped it into the chat and said, it's
He loves
true,
horse
the
girls.
girls are named after real horses. I watched the show a little bit. It's harmless, lol.
That's how they get you.
It's not harmless.
Yeah.
They killed a bunch of horses.
No, that was Luck. This is
Oh.
Umamumu.
Well, do you know why they shoot horses after they break their legs? Because
It's
if a
because they
horse breaks its
basically
leg,
can't function, right?
yeah, they can't function and they will never heal.
Oh, they never heal. It's basically like
No.
a death
Why don't we give him a
sentence.
robot leg? Beep boop.
Beep,
Anyway,
boop.
and basically, if after a horse breaks its leg, that horse's life is suffering until it dies. So that's why they shoot them. It's not because they're useless now.
Here's a new
Yeah.
idea. Get breed horses with a 5th leg. That way it's like a spare tire. If one leg stops working,
Yes.
they still got
You
both.
could just, it's in the middle of
Redundancy.
their chest and it folds down when you
why
need it.
I mean, why
Good
stop
idea.
at 5? Just breed horses with 19 legs. Ultimate redundancy.
Okay.
Break as many legs as you want.
Like Odin's
Reverse
horse?
argument. Breed a horse with no legs and let it float.
Yeah, just attach a little hovercraft skirt to the bottom of the horse.
That actually sounds really cute. I like that. I think that sounds
There you
nice.
Anyway, Minduel gives $2 and says, but no live action Lion King equals no John Oliver Zazu. Well, I didn't know John Oliver played Zazu, but if he was better than Rowan Atkinson's Zazu, I refuse to believe it.
I
Mr.
agree.
Bean was Zazu in the animated version?
Yeah, and you wouldn't. I guess American audiences
What do you
wouldn't
mean
know because
animated
Mr. Bean
version?
doesn't
It's just
talk
the Lion
much.
King.
Well, the animated version, like as opposed to the live action version.
I
which is
the
hate
also-
that.
original-
I hate that's a thing. I hate how we have to
The
specify.
original and best, the original and best Lion King.
Agreed. I watched that movie a million times on VHS, and I never knew. I knew Matthew
You know-
Broderick and Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Jeremy
Yeah.
Irons.
Because I guess outside the UK, Rowan Atkinson's only famous as Mr. Bean, who of course rarely speaks.
Doesn't
But,
talk.
Rowan
yeah.
Atkinson is also, he did Blackadder. He did
Blackadder.
the 9 o'clock news. He did The Thin
Black
Blue
Adam?
Line. Blackadder. It's a historical sitcom. It was good. Look it up.
Extremely good.
I'll watch it after Black Adam.
Anyway.
Blue McConnell.
Blue McNeil gives $2 and says, Happy New Year's. Any New Year resis, not RE9. Lol.
Oh, I was going to make the joke, Resi 9.
I'm going to make more bread.
Listen, you've already been crushing it.
Yeah, my mother-in-law got me a collapsible proofer for Christmas, and I've been making good use of it. Well, when you make bread, you need a proofing environment, and up until now, I've just been putting like a pan of steaming water in an oven, like some kind of pleb. But now I got a special designated proofing environment, and I'm psyched.
What about it makes it good for proofing? Is it?
It's basically just a plastic box with a heater that maintains a temperature of between 84 and 95 degrees.
Oh, nice.
I thought she just got you a box. Was like, here you go. Put your bread in that, you pleb.
No, you plug it in, and it maintains the ideal proofing temperature.
That makes sense.
I like this bread journey you're going on. In terms of gaming resolution, no, not really. Play
I'm
some
just
stuff.
going to continue playing every game that comes out and doing reviews of them.
Yeah, maybe replay some old games. Maybe get to some stuff I haven't played.
Oh, I actually have one. I'm going to try my best to be a little bit more positive with my videos this year.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You should start by doing one on Uma Mumi.
I will.
If you need any tips, I'll give you some tips on the horse game. I got a lot of. I wrote the wiki for it.
One tip in particular.
Sinus the Hedgehog gives $5. Says, rewatched your Mafia Old Country review, and as soon as open world but linear story path was mentioned, LA Noire popped into my head. I wonder why. Well, LA Noire did have activities in the sandbox. It's just no one ever did them. Because
I don't remember any activities in LA Noire.
Well, exactly. Because everyone was focused on the crime investigations.
Mm-hmm.
But you could just do like a random shootout mission. You could pause the investigation, do a random shootout mission. And no one remembers that because they were dumb.
Yeah, I don't remember at all. I just remember doubting people's honesty.
Yes. Well, that was the sucker move. You always had to accuse them of lying. Because if you accuse them of lying, they give you a prompt. And if it's that will very obviously point to a piece of evidence that you have. And if they don't give you a prompt that very obviously points to a piece of evidence you have, you just back out and say true instead.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was just about to say, I know the answer to this is because they're just incredibly hard to make, but there is a severe lack of interrogation games. You'd think that would be a hot commodity, but
I'm trying to think of something. But the problem with LA Noire is that it didn't let you be wrong. Deduction games should be about letting you be wrong, giving you as many possible ways you can be wrong, like Obra Dinn with its drop-down menus with multiple different possibilities.
Yeah.
But that branching is so difficult.
So it's actually rewarding deduction on the player's part. But LA Noire just sort of shunted you along whether you got it right or not.
Shame.
But that's a rant for another time. Possibly even my LA Noire review from many, many years ago.
Another time in the past.
Anyway, Jomo Slomo gives 20 Norwegian kroner and says, whoops, Mugenic stream isn't for another 3 weeks. Oh, you tease.
You went for an hour to 3 weeks, mate. That's a big margin of error.
What are we doing here, Jomo?
Dear. And our last super chat for now, Doran Grossman Naples gives $10, says, I finally played Sekiro, and it has the best From Software final boss IMO. So lightning countering Ishin is my moment. Also, the Buckethead dude in Zombie Village. P.S. Bilbo canonically lied in his book. Oh, okay.
Or how it's able to lie? Are they capable of it?
Sekiro final boss is great. Blue Eyes White Granddad. He's great.
Okay.
I'm
assuming Bilbo lied about having the one ring in his book. He just escaped from the goblins because he was that good.
He lied because at one part he calls himself Bagan's only shower and grower, and turns out he's neither. Get out of here with your lies, Bilbo.
It's actually
Bagan where they live? It's inverse? It's an innie.
Bag End was the name of Bilbo's house, if memory serves.
Yes.
Do you guys think you'll ever live in a house that has a name?
Well, like Dun
You
Roman.
can name your house. You can just put a sign up. You can name
Yeah,
it.
a lot of people do
You're
that.
kind of like a twat if you do that, right?
I kind of agree,
Twat.
Twat.
but it's like naming your
holiday.
boat. I mean, it should be like naming your boat.
Do you have to like
Sure.
throw a champagne bottle at it though to christen the house?
I guess not. It's not quite the
That
same
does
because
feel
a
like a waste
boat
of shit.
moves around to places. Some people name their cars. Have you ever named your car?
I've never had a nice car. Maybe if I had a nice car, I would. But
My first ever car had. My dad got it for me, and it was like a shitty little like Fiat Sequento, and it had these massive like fog lights on the front. You know that are detached from the front of the car, like mounted on the front, like I was riding in a massive Range Rover, but it was this tiny little like 2-seater car, and we called it the Frogmobile because it looked like it had big frog eyes.
that little Frogmobile.
Oh.
I like that.
That's how the original 60s Batmobile, wasn't it?
That was like a little bubble top almost.
Yeah, little bubble top.
Yeah,
Car in
kind
the
of.
future. John Arbuckle brought up a thing I talked about in a stream over the weekend about naming swords.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you should only be able to name a sword if you're the person who made it. Only the artisan should name the sword, not the person using the sword.
What's that great line in Game of Thrones? Of course you named your sword. Lots of people name their swords. Lots of cunts.
Ah!
But like, if your sword breaks and you remake it, are you renaming it? Because
let's not get into a Ship of Theseus argument.
Yeah, Sword of Theseus. That's true. Narsil. Did that have like a name before? Did that have
Narsil was the name of the sword that was broken, and then it was reforged to be Anduril.
I like that. Kind of like a Pokemon evolution.
Flame of the West. Yeah,
I mean, that's just reusing the material, right? It's like saying a recycled bottle is the same bottle as the plastic it came from.
It's weird though, right? Because they're reforging it because they're trying to like legitimize Aragorn's heritage as king to say that this is the sword that will make that true. But then they rename it. It's like
now people are going to be
sword.
confused. Like this is bad SEO for the sword.
Like, this is Andoril. What's that?
We had built up SEO for the sword, and you just threw it all away.
Narsil's got built up SEO is one of the grossest things I've ever heard.
Tywin Lannister melted down the Stark ancestral sword and turned it into a couple of swords that were completely different.
Tywin Lannister's cool. He's so fucking cool. Yeah. I can't believe he died shitting. That's how I want to go out.
One last super chat. Kid Barchetti gives $2, says, by the way, avocado good. I will yum your yuck, Starvaders. Let's agree to disagree, Kid Barchetti.
I don't like avocados. Starvaders was that was a game Nick played quite a bit of. I believe we did a stream with the devs, unless I'm thinking of another game. Yeah, that was a game. Yeah, that was like the Tetris, kind of like a Tetris roguelike-y action game.
What is it with Tetris style games becoming a thing?
I feel like you can add like a Tetris modifier to a lot of existing genres. And
what was that? What was that kingdom building Tetris game?
Duchy? Drop Duchy.
Drop Duchy, yeah. Keep meaning to try that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that'll be it from us then. Thanks for listening to the first Windbreakers of 2026. Let's hope this year improves. Well, I say that, but, you know, America's fucking invaded Venezuela on the first day of the year, so guess it's not
all uphill from here.
Kind of an auspicious start, but never mind. Anyway, yes, I was Yahtzee Croshaw. I do all kinds of content, fully Ramblematic. My review this week, it will be the roundup of games I didn't get around to reviewing in 2025. Not an extensive list this year, because a lot of stuff ended up in Yahtzee Tries, but I managed to cobble together a few.
Is this, do you do this every single year, or do you, like, does it depend on if you have enough games to talk about?
Well, previously, it depended on if I had enough, but it's sort of become an annual thing now. Because if I go through the Steam list, I generally find, oh yeah, I played that. I forgot I played that. It was shit. And yeah, there we go. And it's easier than looking for new games to review in January. Fucking Christ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dry
Slim
season.
pickings.
Yeah. It's a wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't forget my weekly stream, Yahtzee Tries, on Wednesday as well. And the compilation review video on Sunday. And that's my stuff.
Jay, anything to plugs?
So this at the beginning of the year, I'm going to be working on the next design delve. It's going to be on time. That one's not going to be out for a few because I'm going to be working on it. I actually took the time to take some time off at Christmas, which felt real good. So yeah, you're going to be back at design delve soon, and we're going to be figuring out when the next Dev Heads episode is going to be scheduled. Might have some scheduling conflicts, but it will be back soon. And yeah, lots of fun streams. All day, every day. Well, maybe not all day, but a lot of the days.
Most of the days.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
Most of the days.
Yeah. Marty can speak more to that. That's me.
Yeah. Streamwise, tune in later this evening, normal time. Hot Monday Energy. Full crew is back. Tune in for that. No rewind this week. We're sticking to our regular schedule, so the rewind will be next week. Normal streams. Ooh, I believe the plan is in that noon slot on Thursday. We're finally going to be having Jess play Frog Fractions. I think that's the plan.
She was speaking about that today. She's excited.
Jess is going to learn about frogs and learn about fractions. Very excited for that with Jack and I. And then we had a bunch of great shit that went up over the break that you should check out. If you didn't check out earlier today, new episode of Game Arcadia that Jen and Jesse put together. Great vid on Shadow of the Colossus. Jesse's Clueless Commentator on hockey went up. That was a Patreon exclusive. And there's a Patreon exclusive new episode of it all about cricket. So check that out. That is super fun. All of our favorite things of the year, Yahtzee's Best, Worst, Blandest, our sort of staff favorite games and favorite movies and TV, all of that stuff. So just get on all of that. Just get on there.
Yeah.
If I see you not on there, we're going to be very upset.
And one last super chat from Ryan Dane, who gives $2 to say, "What's that, Skippy? Second wind is great. I know."
Who's that?
Amazing.
That was my South African accent, I think. That's sort of where it went towards the end.
Like, was that a line? Did you do it on purpose, or did you just decide to read that in South African?
Well, Skippy is a reference to an Australian TV show called Skippy the Bush Kangaroo, which was sort of like Lassie, but with a kangaroo. It's like little Jimmy's trip down the well. Thanks for letting me know, Skippy.
Oh, it's just like that's a real kangaroo. This is incredible.
Yeah. As I say, it was like Australian Lassie. Kangaroos are pretty chill if you catch them young. I've been to kangaroo petting zoos.
I don't like the buff ones. Like the buff ones were adults.
Yeah, the buff ones will fuck you up. But I've been to petting zoo where you hold a koala and then you can feed the kangaroos and they just hang around you and they're very sweet.
That's very cute. Love that.
And no buff ones that will fuck you up inside.
Yay.
Right, that's it from us then. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.